This is a most excellent question. Therapy and training. How do you use role-playing games for therapy and training? Excellent question. So I'll try and give you a brief rundown on all of your questions here. First, let's talk about the therapeutic use of role-playing games. Now, honestly, you do need training for that. And one organization that does that and does that well is Game to Grow. Now, I am not a licensed counselor in that sense. I am only qualified to do pastoral counseling. And so I use role-playing games for people who have trouble integrating into a community, because role-playing games are a wonderful community building exercise. And so in forms of pastoral counseling, I stay only in that area. So if people are having trouble integrating into a church or integrating into some type of social organization, I use role-playing games to help them integrate into those areas. Groups like Game to Grow use it in a much more clinical fashion. They work with people on the autism spectrum. They work with people with personality disorders, and all of them are licensed counselors. So I make sure that I firmly stick to the area I know well. Now, how do I use role-playing games for pastoral training? Now, people have used role-playing games for decades upon decades for training in work situations. Usually it's not a role-playing game, but you see more of that in the workforce today. You'll see them use a variety of role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. I do something very similar. What I'm doing, I call Dungeons and Dragons and Discipleship. And I train clergy how to use role-playing games as a form of discipleship, which integrates people into the life of the church, but also focuses on helping people work in areas of justice, helping people work on courage, helping people process difficult situations, and especially when you're working with young children or new people in the life of the church, it really, really helps. So that's what I do. Now, how do most folks react to it? I have had very few in-between reactions. I have some people who just totally love it, people who are very supportive of it, and I have people who tell me I'm crazy, call me a heretic, all kinds of other things. So it's a wide range of response. And of course, some people just totally ignore it and go on about their lives. But again, thank you for that question. And if you have others, leave them in the comments.